Hi Gemini, hi, this is Marta with Universal Power Tarot. I feel the love. Oh man, and these messages we bring you here are supposed to encourage, elevate, and empower you guys. Hi Jims, I hope everyone is safe and well. I was just feeling into gratitude and tapping into that, and I'm so grateful to all of you for all your donations, for everyone who reached out to me. Man, thank you so very much. You really helped us out, and it was incredible because we have never met in person. Most likely we haven't. And for you to just show up like that and show your gratitude and appreciation towards this channel and towards myself and to help us out like that was amazing. And it makes me very hopeful, like for how we are sharing what is ours collectively, and how we're growing as a tribe and as a community here, and how we're continuing to help one another out. And that's amazing, and that's something that needs to grow for sure. And I'm so proud, and so this is happening here, and I'm so happy, so happy and so thankful to you for being here and for being such awesome people. You're so amazing. Thank you so much. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can check out the Scorpio new moon reading, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. So thank you guys very much. All right, now we'll hop into your reading. I already pre-shuffled all of your cards, Gemini. Whoa, okay. Whoa, we're starting off with two major arcanas here. Holy moly. I saw that one peek through, like the full card, you already have it. The next one is the Hanged Man. We'll see. Whoa, they're coming through quickly. No, turn them around. They're saying turn them around. Everything's visible already. It's a general reading, and it may or may not resonate with you, Gemini. Holy moly! Please only take what resonates with you and leave the rest behind, because that means it's for somebody else. It's not gender specific, nor is it time specific. Whenever the message reaches you, it's yours at that time. Please solely go with your gut. It doesn't even have to be your sign. When the title of a message resonates with you, or you feel drawn to a reading for whatever reason, trust that there may be message in it for you. All right, cool. Yeah, if you would like to win the 20-minute free private reading for November, please just state that you want it in the comment section below. You can also write something nice for the collective. That's always much appreciated, my sweethearts, and then you're good to go, basically. All right, okay. And Spirit's gonna pick, by the way. I don't do the picking, Spirit does. So yeah, let's start off with a prayer, because we have two guardian angel cards out already for you here, and I don't know why I'm still holding my solar plexus, so there must be something in it for you. Solar plexus is self-esteem. It's also the portal to our inner identities. Yeah, it's our self-expression. This is the sun of our life, right? And I'm going to keep holding it because I'm energetically changing whatever is going on for you guys as well as myself, whatever is showing up right now. And the prayer says, "Dear guardian angel, help me to be flexible in my attitudes and beliefs. Help me not to fear the transient nature of life. Help me to remember the eternal light which emanates from my soul, and the eternal light which emanates from the heart of every living thing. Help me to remember that I am eternally guided and loved by God and all creation." Yes, very much so, Gems, very much so. Beautiful. There's an element of letting go of the approval of others. Letting go of that idea that we need approval of others in order to feel worthy, in order to be validated and valued for it is what we do. There's an element of really falling away, and that's exactly that. I can so feel it in my solar plexus. These are strong energies, and it's about expressing yourself, Gemini, freely without the attachments of what anyone else may think of it. I can give you an example here. For example, with the channel, now it's up to 10,000. But it's been up to 10,000 for 2 months because people keep coming and going, and I'm not sure what this is. But this is tricky, you know, because I'm like, is it something I said? Is it, but I can't listen to those voices. And these are my own voices because right now I don't have anyone commenting negatively. I used to have that in the beginning quite a bit. And you just got to push through that, right? Because when you feel that something is your path, you pursue that path no matter what comes. And yes, there may be tears and it may be struggling, right? But there's always those amazing moments that make everything worthwhile, where you just know you got to push through it, Gemini. And I'm telling you this because I know it's very relevant for your reading and what we're about to tell you when we're getting to the cards. But this is very much part of your reading. Push through that. You cannot listen to those other voices when you're on that path. You cannot. You have to listen to yourself solely for a while at least. That does not mean be ignorant, but sometimes we just know where it is that we need to go, and it doesn't make sense at first at all, especially not to our surroundings. But we know because we're being pulled. It's like it's pulling us in a certain direction, Gemini, right? And this is where you seem to be. And this takes us straight to your first card, which is the Fool card, which is that spiritual journey that you're on. And hey, it may look like to others like you're about to burn yourself. This is how I interpret the card today. But you're not. You're just totally on your path, and you didn't pack much. So that meant possibly having to let go of something here prior to the starting of the journey, possibly just to those kind of notions that we just mentioned, right? And it's still solar plexus. It's not a stomach ache. It's truly the solar plexus. This is energetically. It's also very possible that something burned you in the past, maybe just that, and you just decided to walk away from this. And you know that you have to follow that path. And even if you're the only one seeing that path, even if you don't see where this is leading you yet, because you can't see it, as you can see, there is a crossing up here too. So you're going to have to decide where you're going up there, but you're not there yet. And the Fool doesn't care about that either. And that's awesome, right? Because sometimes when we're jumping into adventures, we just have to go for it. Otherwise, we don't. It's much like, I can give you another example. My son, he really wanted to jump off of a diving board, and he's only 5. So it's so funny. He wanted to jump off the highest diving board, and of course he jumped off smaller ones before, but I told him, if you're up there, you cannot stand up there and look down. If you want to do this, you have to just start and you have to walk, and you can't stop walking. You just have to keep going. And he actually really did that. He went to the highest one, and then he just jumped off of that, and he was so happy and proud when he came out. He was like, yes, Mom, I did it. That was amazing. Can I do it again? And of course, he's that type of person. We're very alike in that respect. But that's what it's about. You just jump in. You don't look. You just trust it's going to go all right. And trust that too. And I trust myself as well. So I know if something goes not right here, I'm immediately there. And Spirit is saying much the same to you too. If something should happen here, you can trust us, we're there. And with the should not happen, they're still supposed to happen. Everything here is supposed to happen. You can trust that every information you're getting along that journey here, Gemini, is a meant to be. Okay, and therefore is helping you along your journey. And you're meant to have difficult experiences here as well, because they really make you grow and expand. And that's why you came here. Some of us are not aware of this for a long time, and we struggle with the concept of challenges and whatever else is thrown in our way. But trust and believe that you do have the resources at just that time, Gemini, okay? And then major arcana, major stuff is happening. Then you have the Lone Man, which is the Hanged Man. And that's so funny because the Hanged Man, this can be like waiting on something to come in. It's definitely wisdom that is coming in. And as you can see, I can't really take my hand off of the solar plexus here because it's still working, like energetically. Waiting on something to come through here. You may have indeed like lost money, or may have given up a job that really brought you a lot of money, lost money in other ways just because you were pursuing that path. And again, that may not make sense to outsiders that are watching you. They may be like, what are you doing here? And even if you try to explain it, if you try to explain this to someone who hasn't gone through it, you're up in the air basically, because you can't explain it and there's no tangible evidence of anything yet for a longer time, until you're finally coming out with whatever and you can present like physical evidence to the people around you as well as yourself. But there's a huge element of trust involved, and that builds like faith and trust. That's a muscle that wants to be built, and you'll see and gain that faith and trust by being on that spiritual journey. And right now with the Lone Man, it looks like you're comfortable in that position though. Like you've become okay, you've started to surrender to the fact that this may take a while, right? And this is exactly when it comes in. It's often like that, if not always, almost always like that when we surrender to it. Watch how fast this is coming in for you, Gemini. It's also talking about a leadership position here for you. Strong leadership position, if you're not in one already. The notes to one, like you've been all the way up the hill and back down again, and all the way up and down again, and all the way up and so forth. Lots of shadow work is what I see here. Like you've really gotten in touch with your emotional world here and with your subconscious a lot, Gemini. Absolutely, absolutely. There's an element of time, how time is no longer as relevant as it used to be to you. You may also start to understand that the concept of time being linear no longer applies. There's a huge thing here. This can sometimes start to mess with our minds, but fear not, this is gonna like pass. This is gonna pass, because with this expansion of this kind of a type, with an expansion of this type, it's usual that our mind needs to get used to it. Now there can be confusion, there can be disorientation, all sorts of things. Like just check out the symptoms of spiritual awakening and you'll I'm pretty sure you'll fit the category. And then you have the Four of Swords, which is about mental, but it's about mental clarity, that one, because you're going meditation. You're going into meditation and into yourself. And there's that element of not listening to all the other voices around you, but only listening to yourself and to your own guidance, to your own higher self here, because you know your soul is calling you and your soul knows the way. And you are ready, Gemini. You are ready for this, all right? And always strong enough. Nothing in life is ever presented to us where we're not ready for it. We think we aren't ready for it, but that's the thinking mind. Again, if we really feel into it, we are perfectly adapt to it, and we grow along with that situation. Again, there's a huge growth process here. Your next card is the Six of Pentacles, which is given out freely. So this is you waking up to your gifts and starting to like giving them out freely. But this is not someone who just gives them out without, you know, with depleting themselves. This is someone who has healed codependency, right? Giving out in order to be liked, to be loved. Again, you're really strongly moving away from that. Again, we're coming back to that very first topic of not listening to that anymore, not getting your validation off of another's opinion, being that good or bad. These are opinions, these are validations, good or bad, right? We need to understand that, because that's important. When you are hung up on someone's like, for example, if you do have a channel, or on a dislike, that's a problem. That validation needs to come from within yourself. And that's what I see you doing, here with the Four of Swords, exactly understanding that and getting more and more into that space. Hence, you are very able to give out your gifts freely to the world, because you're detached from that need of being liked by people. And that makes you a magnet, though. That really makes you a magnet, because you are, first of all, very free to say what you want and what you feel, what's on your mind, right? And that gives you a lot of stability. That's a lot, and that's how you replenish yourself as well, right? Because you're being true and authentic to yourself. And that is amazing. That is an amazing feeling when you're finally stepping into that and are no longer held back by those shackles, right? And again, with the Six of Pentacles, that's you could also be working in humanitarian realms, whatever that means. You know, giving that out or donating to people or whatever this is to you, but you're not doing it from a depleted point, but rather from a very fulfilled and overflowing cup kind of a standpoint. And with the shackles, that comes next. You have the Nine of Swords, which is worry, anxiety, sleepless nights. So there is still an element of that around. But I am feeling that this is no longer you at this stage. There could be still a small element involved here, but I don't think so. What I'm feeling here is very much that you're giving out to those that are not in that kind of a position, right? As you are very full, very abundant, really. And you are giving that out, like your knowledge, that which has helped you, that which has made you stable, you're giving it out to those that are in a worrisome state. You're trying to offer how do you say, not condolences, but advice and compassion to those that are in a more fearful state. And this is interesting because you could be doing this in meditation, which is so cool, which is just energetically, right? And just don't make any mistakes. This has a huge impact, I was talking about that in the Taurus reading. If you're interested, go watch that one, because that was off the hook amazing. And as is yours, you're just giving out that energetically. So it could be very well monetary or in any kind of a form that you choose to give out your gifts. But don't make any mistake about how impactful you are with your energies. So when you are in an aligned state and in a peaceful, loving, compassionate state, that radiates and it affects this energy. And it may push that energy to rise themselves and to rise up out of that fearful state, out of that worrisome state, and just be truly aligned and truthful to themselves. And that feels so good. And you know that because you've been there before. Otherwise, again, we don't grow if we don't go through these situations. We don't have that compassion and that understanding for other people. If we don't go through it first, the understanding will be so much deeper. But we have to heal ourselves along the process. Otherwise, we can't be those strong pillars of light for others, right? Yeah, that's it. A lot of light coming through to then be given out and help raise everyone. So this is super beneficial for everyone. What you're doing here, keep doing it. And thank you for doing the work, Gemini. Seriously. All right. Let's see. Alrighty-o. Thank you. Oh, yeah. The teaching position. These are too many. Exactly. Ooh, yeah. I was wondering where that card was exactly because I was feeling it. Yeah, I'll show you. Oh. Yeah, totally. Yes. Yes. That's it. Okay, cool. All right. So indeed, remember when I said in teaching position? That's exactly it. That's you teaching someone else how to do it. You're just like, I know how to, like 10 of arrows. That's like, I know how to overcome that struggle because I've been through it. Here, youngster, I'll teach you how you must adjust what I have learned. And they're going to take it forth and make it their own in turn and then bring that method forth again, which is a good thing because we need that evolution, right? We need that evolution in order to grow, like collectively. And it says instruction, that card does. And it's all about the mental. So it's really like you're telling that one because the swords are the arrows. Take down all of those swords because really that one is only being held back by his or her mind. This is the only thing that holds this person back. So you're just like, all right, let's take all those down first of all. And you're maybe helping them with the first two, but you're also making sure that they're doing it themselves because you know how freaking important it is to walk that path too. Because if you did all of that for the child or for another, then you're depriving them of their experience that they're supposed to have. Much like I told you with the diving board. If I went up there with my boy, which first of all I couldn't do because of Corona, I wasn't even allowed to. But if I were there holding his hand all the time, he wouldn't learn, and he wouldn't, the experience of strength that he had afterwards, and plus he wanted to do it too. Like, to start with, I didn't push him to do anything, but he wanted to have that experience. And I kind of set the ground for him so that he could have it in the best way possible, the best way I knew how to have it, right? And then he may teach, if he chooses to have children, he may teach his children and may add his own spin to it. I sure hope so. And that's exactly that. You can't take that experience away from another, and you won't either, Gemini, because you've been there and you know exactly what this feels like and what this person has to do, but you also know they have to walk this path themselves. It's much like spirit is coming through. They'll take us by the hand and show us how to do it, but they also expect from us to walk the talk, to really be there and show up, because they won't take us further on this journey if we don't take one step, right? And you know this, you're coming very much in the, or you came in the awareness of it, and we're well over the time, so we're going to take this over to the extended. If you're keen to find out where this journey is taking you and want to know more and advice from spirit, please follow us over to Vimeo and or Patreon for your extended. This is the first go-to. And the second go-to is a private reading with myself if you're interested, and if you want to know, like, personally for you, where this journey is taking you right now and what's the next step for you to take. Like, what's the best next step for you to take. All right, all the info you need to know down in the description box, Gemini, and I'll see you next time we're over there. Much love. Bye.